Our guest today is a legend in the sport. He is best known for always smiling, and he is the former MFC middleweight champion and a competitor of Tough Season 16. With 33 wins in his professional career, he's looking to make it 34 against his opponent, Wellington Turman, at the UFC Apex this August 28th. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Smilin' Alvey.
How are you, Sam?
Welcome in.
Hey, how you doing, my friends?
Good. We just wanted to start off, just ask you how you doing. We know that your last fight fell through. This one you had to wait a little bit, but now you have a scheduled fight. It's at the Apex against Wellington Turman. Just in general, how do you feel? Do you feel ready? Are you ready to beat this guy?
Yeah, man, I am ready. The hardest part was the first camp I've ever had where my wife and family, they moved to Tennessee. I was supposed to be with them like 3 weeks ago after my fight, and then my fight got canceled and delayed. So it's been a month and a half since I've seen them. But I got to be with them this week, and I ended up in Tennessee for about a day and a half, and I got to hang out with my family again. So now that that's happened, it's rejuvenated me a little bit, and I am so ready to get in that cage and whoop some ass.
Yeah, definitely. I know. Hey, he doesn't have much of a family of his own. It's just him. He's a single guy. But I have a kid, and yeah, I couldn't imagine being away for that long amount of time. It must be a little rejuvenating, a little extra push for you right before, what is it, like a week away, a week and a half away?
10 days.
Yeah, it just felt great. They know the fight's coming up. They're all young. It's 8, 6, 5, 2, and 1 are their ages. And so but they all know the fight's coming up, and they all thought it was supposed to happen. Now they all know that it's coming, and they're as excited as I am.
Wow.
Of course. Okay. So I think maybe we'll just start off with some questions. So the first question, you probably get asked a lot, but what got you into fighting?
Some guy asked if I wanted to fight. I said, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was really, I wish I had a story of I watched every day growing up. No, I didn't know about the UFC until I was probably 6-1 or 7-1 as a professional. It was just,
you didn't know about the organization?
What's that?
You didn't know about the organization until that late? Wow.
No, I didn't know about anything. I had heard of boxing, and I knew of, Jackie Chan, and that was kind of my experience of what fighting was. But some guy said, hey, you want to fight? And I said, yeah, okay. And stepped in the cage and almost won. Knocked the guy. I knocked him. I messed his face up, and I thought I won. I didn't know the rules, so I said, yeah. And then nope. Round ends. Round 2 comes back. He takes me down, beats the hell out of me. I said, oh, okay, so that's what that is. And just had a blast from that point on. Got addicted to it. Went on a huge winning streak after that, and it slowly and surely became a career. Once I learned that it could be done, I said, okay, I'll do that, and that's where I ended up.
And what age did you start?
21, I want to think I was. It was either 20. I was either 20 or 21. I remember after that first fight, somebody bought me a beer. But I don't remember if I could have it legally or not. But I remember taking a sip and then pretty much never drinking again. I was messed up after that fight. The concussion killed me.
Yeah, I think the major reason why he's asking is because he's starting in the boxing world. He's been boxing for, 2 years now?
About 2-3 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. And now he's starting to fight as well, or he's trying to plan a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know how good he is in the ring.
Time will tell. We'll see. I don't know. You have to see the ring first.
He sends me videos here and there, but I have no idea if he actually can fight when the lights are shining on him.
And did you start off in a combat sport like boxing, or like what did you start off in?
No, so what I started off with was trumpet playing. I played the trumpet for about 20 years, and then I started fighting after that. I only quit playing the trumpet because fighting paid me a little bit, and trumpet didn't. That was, I didn't do anything.
Wow.
Okay. So next question here is, what is it like training at Team Quest and being around guys like Dan Henderson and Sean Strickland?
Well, Sean isn't at Team Quest anymore, but I still train with him a lot outside. No, it's just particularly Dan. Dan is so inspirational because he's just a badass. He's 51 years old and he can beat us all up to this day. Sean's another guy. He likes to think he can beat me up, but I get the better of him often enough. It is so much fun sparring with those guys and being able to learn from people that are as good or better than me. And it's really, I wouldn't be the fighter I am today without them.
Yeah. Sure. You currently are fighting in the middleweight division, but you've gone up and down between the divisions. So I was just curious, what is your walk around weight now? Now that you're at the end of your career, not end of the, like now in like later part of your career.
I'm at the halfway point, my friend.
Halfway, okay, 70 years old.
Yeah.
Fighting. So.
I walk around between 220 and 230, and then I cut down to 85 during camp. I love lifting. As soon as I'm done fighting, I'm in the weight room, just getting as big and as swollen, as jacked as I can. That, and I really do like eating. So between those two things, I get big.
Do you have any tips on workout programs? Because I know myself and Ahad here, we try to always put on mass, but sometimes it's the wrong kind of mass for me especially.
You just get in there and lift heavy things over and over again. That's usually the best way to do it.
Okay.
Just follow the compounds.
Yeah. I just wanted to address something. It's the elephant in the room is your last 5 fights haven't gone necessarily your way. In my opinion, 2 of those fights should have went to you in decision. For it was the Korean Da Un Jun, I believe his name was, and the other Ryan. I feel like the UFC as well is under that impression as well that yes, the judges came away and said that you were not the winner, but the UFC is still treating you as such, as a person that has these has this little bit of a streak going on in the UFC. Right now, you're facing a guy that is on the opposite spectrum, where he's he's coming off 2 losses, and it kind of seems like this might be his last chance in the UFC. Can you speak to what you think he's going to come in terms of his mentality, what he's going to try to do to you in that cage, and what is your plan?
You know, everyone thinks that if you're on a skid, you're going to come in more inspired. And you're going to come in and you're fighting for your job. But honestly, if you are in the UFC, you're past you're past the point where you have to win. It's just what you do. You have won enough times. It is your job. You know what you've got to do. So it may be, even for me, if I lose, I get cut. But it's not that it inspires me so much more to win, because I really don't need to be inspired more to win. It is who I've always been in this sport. And I'm sure he's the same way. If he loses, he likely gets cut. And I don't know that he's more inspired by that, but he is as inspired. He is a true professional. He has fought and beaten some of the best in the world. And he's going to come in and try and prove that he belongs. And it's unfortunate that he's getting partnered against me, but it's gotta happen.
Yeah, his base is really like in that wrestling jiu-jitsu standpoint. Have you put in more time in the wrestling department, or done more rounds on the mats for jiu-jitsu just to prepare for a fighter like him?
It's hard. I coming from a gym that's run by Dan Henderson. It's hard for me to add more wrestling. It's kind of just been part of my life for the last 11 years is wrestling and takedown defense and takedown offense and all that. So I think I'm going to be okay there. But you know what? The dude, although he does try to take everyone down, I've seen his stand up and he's quick. He's got he's got those jiu-jitsu hips where he can kick as high and hard as he wants without any tell. So I gotta be prepared for him to come right down the middle and throw those kicks high, because he hits hard. He's just primarily a wrestler. I can't get Brunson again. Yeah, I knew he was going to take me down, and then that rotten guy punched me in the face. And so I can't get caught up with the thought of he's going to take me down. He's going to fight to beat me. If he tries to take me down, I'm going to stop it. If he tries to punch me in the face, I'm going to counter it.
Yeah. Like you said, he has that front kick with his rear foot that he likes to just throw out, whip out sometimes. So, I've seen him use it. It doesn't land too often, but it's something that he makes you think about constantly.
Yeah, no, that's the kick that broke my jaw. Sean Strickland threw that kick, hit me in the right spot and split me open. So the kick is effective when it lands. I just got to make sure it doesn't land.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, you don't want to overlook Turman, but who do you see yourself taking on next after this fight?
I don't know. I don't want to overlook Turman. I've been on a skid for a minute where the judges can't seem to love me, and I'm really just focused on him. There are plenty of matchups that I think I'd win. That you pick anyone in the division, I think I could beat him. But I know at this point I need to just correct my training wheels and get back on the correct path.
There's a fighter by the name of Luke Rockhold who wants to make a comeback. How do you see yourself matching up with Luke Rockhold?
I don't think Rockhold would fight me. He's not known to have a good chin anymore, and I hit real hard. He is a stud. I've trained with him once or twice. He really is a stud. He's a very talented fighter, and I would be blessed to fight with him. But I don't know if I'm the guy he wants to come back to.
Also, yeah, in the top 5 as well, we're looking at fights like Izzy and Whittaker too. We're looking at Costa versus Vettori. What do you make of those 2 fights? Let's start off with Izzy and Whittaker. Where do you see that?
Oh, first I love Izzy. He and I were even kind of sort of buddies outside of the cage. We've hung out a few times, and so I do think he's going to win. But I really like Whittaker, and Whittaker has looked so good since he's lost to Izzy. I don't trust his chin, and Izzy's so good at finding it just that one time. And then Costa versus Vettori. I lean towards Vettori. Vettori's so good everywhere. He's just not great anywhere. But Costa's kind of slow. He hits kind of hard. He's not as good at anything as Vettori is. So I'm picking Vettori in that one.
Vettori in that one, okay.
Yeah, the one thing, just to go back to the Robert Whittaker thing, sometimes like we forget, like I forgot how good he actually is. Like if you look at his record, the only person that he's lost to in the last like 10 plus fights was Israel Adesanya. And that was after coming off like this long layoff and where he was on in the hospital for a very long time with medical complications. And then he came back in front of this huge crowd against this up and coming star, and it just didn't work out. Like you could tell from that fight that he didn't necessarily put his best effort forward. Yep. Now, does that mean that he's going to beat Israel Adesanya? I don't know. I don't know if it goes his way, but it's something to take into account.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever wins, I'm really happy with the champion of the division, Whittaker or the Stylebender. I think both of them represent the sport very well, and I really do admire both of them.
You said you hung out with Izzy. Do you have any Izzy stories that you can tell us?
Not particularly. We were at the what was it? It was like the worst fight in UFC history. The Lewis versus Nagano. And we were sitting next to each other, and so we were just we were doing the wave together and just having a hell of a time as fans during that fight.
Speaking of that fight, are you excited for a potential rematch for those guys? I know Lewis lost right now, but there was a chance that those two guys could get squared up. And realistically speaking, the heavyweights, there's only like 4 or 5 of them at that top level that they just keep switching around. So like 1 win away, Lewis could fight for the title again.
You know, I'm always excited to watch Nagano fight. He's just, to me, he is the most exciting fighter on the roster. Just that raw power that he has is just really impressive. So whether it's Lewis or Gane or Gain or whoever else, I'm always a big fan of watching Nagano do his thing.
Yeah, and you were also saying before that you walk around at, let's say, 200 plus, right? And you used to fight at light heavyweight. Do you see yourself anytime in the near future going back up to light heavyweight?
I will do whatever the UFC wants me to. If they need a last minute replacement for a 205 fight, I'll be there for them. But those dudes are big. I'm a big middleweight, but an average to small light heavyweight. If I'm 230, a lot of those guys walk around 250. And size matters. I know a lot of the fans don't like to admit that, but bigger fighters have an advantage.
So heavyweight's out of the question.
If the UFC wants me to fight
why not?
Gano or Lewis, I'll do it, but I hope they don't want it.
Yeah, I don't know if you recall, was it Fabio Maldonado? I think it was the name. I forget who he was. He came in, he has a similar situation where he's not like the biggest guy, and he came in heavyweight and he faced like Fedor and he faced Verdum and stuff like that, where these guys were so much bigger than him, but he went in there. He's picked up the call. We
were also talking before too about, if you were to go back up to light heavyweight, and we were just talking. I think you versus Jan Blachowicz would be a pretty fun matchup to watch.
I think it'd be a blast. I mean, was he middleweight at some point?
No, he was always light heavyweight. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I think it'd be a blast. We both hit real hard. He's not a particularly big light heavyweight, but he's bigger than a lot of guys. I sound like I'm talking over myself. Yeah, he's thick. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there was a chance potentially for them to get matched up, Sam and Jan.
Yeah,
it just didn't happen.
Yeah, but it can still happen, you know.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
You guys just want to see me get hurt.
No,
of course not. This is a huge fight, you know. And I think also too with both your styles, as you were saying, it will be fireworks, you know.
Yeah, no, I really think so. But you watch how he fought Izzy. If he could do the same thing to me, I mean, he is a big boy on top. And I'm real good at not getting taken down, but if he gets me down, it might be. I might have as hard a time as Izzy did.
Yes. We'll have one last segment here. We basically call it like story time. We'll give you some random names, and if you have a story about them, either if they're the level of Izzy or better, let us know. Chael Sonnen, do you have any Chael Sonnen stories?
Chael Sonnen, yeah, I've trained with him once or twice, just enough. He's a real pretty wife, and he and his wife were just wonderful. I just loved hanging out with him for a day or two. And then years down the road, we were walking through, I don't know, some casino in Vegas, and Chael saw me and for Sam, and he just called out to me, Sam. It's like, holy shit, he remembers my name. And we talked for a good 10, 15 minutes there, just about whatever was on our mind. And it was really cool seeing a guy that is as big and as well known as him, just remembering, little old Sam.
Yeah, we've always been big Chael Sonnen fans. Back when he was fighting, before he's fighting Anderson Silva for the belt.
And now he's podcasting, huh?
Now he's taking over YouTube. I don't know how he does it. He pumps out like 3 or 4 videos a day, and
he's doing well for himself.
Yeah, we want to model ourselves after Chael Sonnen. The next person we'll just ask you, Dan Henderson.
Dan, well, he's been my coach for the last decade. Dan's real funny. Is he hits hard. I mean, there's not been a second place guy as far as who hits harder than Hendo. But every time he knocks someone out, he's never knocked me out. Not in the cage. He's hurt me a couple times, but every time he's knocked out plenty of our teammates over the years. And he always said, "Oh, I pulled it." He kind of went right into it. And it's always, he always pulled it. He's never once hit somebody too hard. It's always the other guy's fault.
And do you find at the Team Quest gym, do you guys do more playful sparring, or do you guys go about like more hard sparring?
I try and raise it. I try and spar as hard as I can. It is, yeah, but playful is fun and it's good to do. But I want people to, the line I use, I tell all my team, I said, I want you guys to spar to hurt your opponent. Just don't hurt them. And it makes sense eventually, but they're all figuring out that line.
Yeah, of course. I think I get it too. I feel like it's right there, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I get it.
Okay, you want to go into some more names? Let's go with how about Sean Strickland?
Sean Strickland, he's the guy that broke my jaw. Yeah, he kicked me in the face. And Sean's real funny. Is we'll spar and shoot. He and I, we've been training partners 5 or 6 years now. And every time to this day, every time we spar, at the end of it, we finish around 3 or 5, whatever we're doing. He always says, the thing about you, Sam, and that's just his line, is at the end of everything. And he says it not just to me, he'll spar with anybody. And at the end, the thing about you, Diego, the thing about you, Dan, the thing, that's just what he says. We were at a syndicate gym a few weeks ago, and he and Michael Chiesa, they didn't spar, but Sean said, Chiesa, the thing? And Chiesa, shut the fuck up, Sean.
Okay. Want to see one more name?
One more name. How about we go with Mr. DC, Mr. Cormier?
The best story I have about him, I don't know if I've ever really met him, but my last knockout was at light heavyweight division. I knocked out Marcin Prachnio in the first round of the fight. It was the greatest win in the history of wins. It's just fantastic, on cloud 9. And I got that microphone. I said, hey, oranges are, I think it was the oranges are Florida, Orlando, your oranges are fantastic. Shortly after that, I said, hey, and I'd like to point out to everyone that the fight, my first fight at light heavyweight. And it comes that as soon as I accept this fight, and I looked at Daniel Cormier, he was commentating, Daniel Cormier goes up to heavyweight. I don't want to say I'm the reason. But we had a nice little moment right there. He joked about it live on the microphone, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, and also speaking of DC, you're pretty well spoken yourself too. Do you feel like after you're finished fighting, would you go into commentary?
I would absolutely love the opportunity. Nobody's offered it to me, but I think that would be just a ton of fun to get an opportunity to step in that box and do either play-by-play, or I'm probably better at the color commentating.
Yeah, I think usually the usual path is they get them on the desk first, like at that ESPN pre-show, and then they slowly move their way to commentary. I think that's what Bisping did, but Bisping used the UK route, I think, right, where he did stuff for like England and all those shows. So yeah, maybe you can practice your English accent and go out down there. I don't know how well you do it, but yeah, that's an opportunity.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam.
Oh, you're very welcome, you guys. Thank you for having me. Yeah, look forward to coming on again someday.
Thank you. If you have a message to all your fans and everybody watching for your fight upcoming, let them hear it. What do you have to say?
Follow me on TikTok. I love TikTok. I have so much fun there. Follow me there. Talk to me there. I'll reach out and I'll give everyone the behind the scenes of the UFC.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll check it out too.
Yeah, we'll link it down below. We'll link it down below.
Perfect. It's at Smilin' Sam. SMILEN SAM.
Yeah, we'll have all your links in the description. Okay, well, thank you very much, Sam.
All right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Good luck on your fight. Take care.
You too. Bye.